Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon we are going to talk about economic subject is a little puzzling. Title is Dutch disease. It is not about disease, it is not about COVID or cancer or exobiological disease or astrobiological disease. It is not disease, but it is just coined Dutch disease by Max Corden. Max Corden actually found that the demand of the consumer goods actually rises so high, so astronomical, that the company cannot provide or supply the demand or supply the goods to meet the demand of the consumers. And Dr. Max Corden, I should say, coined it Dutch disease. In a nutshell, what actually happens in Dutch disease, that the demand in the market is for, say, for example, 100 units. But company can actually produce only 90 units. And the company does not have resources available for the rest of the 10 units. Company does not have ample amount of energy, company does not have ample amount of capital, company does not have ample amount of raw material, nothing. Company would say, sorry, we cannot actually produce more than that. Simply put, I give you the very good example of recent festival just left, Diwali. For example, on the day of Diwali, probably in India, 1 billion firecrackers were detonated. 1 billion. Companies were able to produce 1 billion firecrackers to detonate. But let's see, next year the same Indian people are going to demand 2 billion firecrackers. Now the companies would not be able to produce 2 billion firecrackers because their capacity was 1 billion. So they can go probably 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, up to 1.6 billion. But demand is 2 billion. So finally, the company has to tell the people that we are sorry, we cannot take any more orders from you because we do not have any kind of resources, we don't have any kind of potential, we don't have any kind of needs available, we don't have capital available, we don't have raw material available, we do not have energy available, we do not have even manpower available. When this happens, it is known as Dutch disease. Simply put, in a nutshell, when the demand of the goods is 100, but all the units in the nation can produce only 90, that called demand is there. That is known as Dutch disease. I have created 4 points. Point number 1 is when consumption of goods goes astronomically high in comparison with production. Production cannot be jacked up, cannot be ramped up as much as the demand of the goods prevails in the market. Demand of the goods is 1 million units, but companies can make only 750,000 or 90% of the goods, and 10% of goods is not produced, and businessmen are going to lose 10% of their profits. That is known as Dutch disease. Number 2, government even cannot supply needed amount of energy or raw material to the manufacturing units. Government can supply certain amount of energy. Government say, we don't have more energy to give you. Government can supply certain amount of raw material and they say, sorry, we don't have any more raw material to give you. When in this kind of condition, the manufacturing units are going to reduce their manufacturing capacity and tell the market, to tell the buyers that, sorry, we do not have more production, we cannot actually manufacture more production, that's your demand. Because we don't have energy, we don't have manpower, we don't have machine available, we don't have money available, energy available, so we cannot give you 100% of the products of your demand. Point number 3, all 5 M's of production go absolutely haywire. Look, there are 5 M's in every production. Whether it's a small You need MSME, or if it is a small scale company or mid or large, whatever it is. But there are 5 M's for whatever you produce. And these 5 M's are money, machine, manpower, material, methodology. Now, during the Dutch disease, all these 5 M's go haywire. They don't have ample amount of money, they don't have ample amount of machine, they don't have ample amount of material, they don't have ample amount of money or manpower or methodology. All 5 M's are absolutely in short, and the company can actually run at the capacity of 75 to 80%. And the rest of the 20% demand they have to let go, and they have to forbear the losses of the profit. Point number 4 is economy faces Dr. Boyle's curve and nosedives. Now, in that kind of situation, the Dutch disease, 80% of the demand is fulfilled, 80% of the demand is supplied. Now, economy is 100%, but only 80% of the company is actually treated by the wholesalers and the retailers and all that. 20% of economy we have to let go. And what happens eventually, according to Dr. Boyle is saying that when every single thing goes up, up and up, that every single thing is eventually going to come down. That is called Boyle's curve. In Dutch, the same thing happens. Demand goes up 100%, but supply cannot go 100%. So 20% demand will be left unfulfilled, and this 20% economy would curve downward, curve southwardly. 20% of the economy would suffer. Demand of $100 billion cannot be met, but only $80 billion demand is met, so 20% demand, or 20% means you can understand $20 billion in demand of the goods actually goes unfulfilled. And that the loss the company has to forbear. All the collective companies of the nation economy has to suffer $20 billion, because the demand is $100 billion, but only nation is able to fulfill only $80 billion. So $20 billion demand actually nosedives. So Dutch disease is, as a matter of fact, the economic disease in which demand cannot be fulfilled 100%. Economy cannot enrich 100%. Economy cannot prosper 100%. But only 75 to 80%, the rest of the 20 to 25% economy, we have to let go. Profit, we have to let go. Supply, we have to let go. Economic prosperity, we have to let go. And that is known as Dutch disease. In spite of having 100% demand, the nation cannot fulfill 100% demand is, in a nutshell, Dutch disease. Thank you very much for listening. See you again next time. Until then, God bless everyone on this planet. Amen.